Die üblichen
Give
Überraschungen.
me the rundown on the usual surprises.
A lighthearted comedy taking place during a surprise birthday party of 34-year-old Sid McBacon.
Sid McBacon.
The story is told
Lecker.
from 8 different perspectives to keep the audience guessing who the protagonist actually is.
Jawohl.
The movie ends with the biggest surprise of them all. Sid suddenly dies of an epileptic seizure.
Na toll.
I guess it's more of a dark comedy.
Jäger des verlorenen
Natural
Hauptpaars.
bald killers?
It's a dystopian vision of the future where people are valued by the quality of their hair. The protagonist, Eddie Zephyr, turns bald in high school. One day, he has simply had enough of all the teasing and the bullying, and he completely snaps and heads out on a scalping spree in search of the perfect head of hair.
Uff.
Eddie makes his way to Mexico for an illegal hair transplant. However, he has an adverse reaction to the anesthesia and he dies on the operating table.
Ja, die sind ja optimistisch, die Filme. Die enden immer alle mit dem Tod.
Why do you always die at the end of your movies?
Typecasting,
Na toll.
Oh.
not the cultured type.
Ich glaube, das hilft
Okay,
uns
I'm
noch
off.
nichts weiter.
Bye.
Conway Springs Gemeinschaftskrankenhaus. Ja.
Yep, it's full of trash.
Müll, Müll, Müll. Nichts als Müll.
Yeah,
Na gut, dann schauen wir einfach mal hier rein. Ja, übersetzt. Das ist ja lustig.
a calendar from 1991. Guess they really liked that year. A computer. They likely keep records of their patients on it. Pretty sure she would have. I can't read it from rows and columns of files. Probably easier to use the computer if I need to do some digging.
Könnte uns aber auch helfen.
Uncomfortable, hard plastic chairs.
Oh, die
It's like they're
Plastikstühle,
intentionally trying to keep people out.
die man immer auf irgendwelchen Ämtern sieht.
No thanks. Women's magazines make my brain melt.
Kranke
She looks
Schwester.
bored out of her mind. Pretty understandable, to be honest.
Hallo, Schwester.
Excuse me, nurse?
Nurse.
Hey, nurse! Yeah?
Ich kenne jemanden, der seinen Job hasst. Bewegen Sie sich bloß nicht zu viel. Sie werden nicht sonderlich gut bezahlt, was?
They don't pay you.
No shit. What do you want?
Ja.
I'm here to see Charles
No.
Wade.
Never heard of him. Anything else?
Bullshit. I know he's here. Listen, it's okay. I'm a friend of the family.
No, you're not, and I said he's not here. Don't make me call security.
What a bitch. I need to get rid of her somehow.
What a bitch. Ausgang. Da kann uns sicher der Goober hier helfen.
Hey, doofus.
Oh, hi!
Willst du nochmal
So,
Cash
how good an
verdienen?
actor are you?
The best! The very best!
You know, that
Subscribe to
nurse
my
in there, she said
OnlyFans
she
here.
loved you in all those movies, and that she always wished you'd give her a live performance.
I knew it. She always gave me these strange looks. I thought it was contempt, but her face must just be cramping up from shyness.
Yeah, that's definitely it. She'd love to see you act, I'm sure.
I'm gonna have to oblige. Which movie do you think she'd like the best?
Soll uns nichts viel helfen. Haartransplantation. Da hat er doch einen epileptischen Anfall am Ende. Das wird... Könnte sie vielleicht
How
ablenken.
about the usual surprises?
Business as usual.
Und rein da.
I can't believe you guys did all this for me. You know, what's that smell? Bacon?
Smoking allowed. Guess this place is a bit behind on smoking allowed.
Thank you, thank you. You've been a great audience.
Na gut.
That wasn't really an electrifying performance. I'll have
Electrifying. Ich weiß, was du meinst.
Hey.
Oh, hi.
Hey.
Sure.
How about
This.
Auch mal dasselbe Spiel. 2017 oder 24/7. Ja, Mann.
I can't believe you guys did all this for me. You know, what's the smell? Bacon? Oh, Bobby, my head hurts. I'm sorry.
Nurse? He's seizing.
Oh, shit.
Man, I feel like a total jackass. I'll have to make it up to the poor guy later.
Keine Panik. Wir schauen uns den Computer an.
Employee of the month, Carlita Mendez.
Carlita Mendez.
What a joke. It's that obnoxious nurse.
Nochmal speichern. Wenn es wieder so ist, wie üblich ist der Username wieder C. Mendes.
Rose and Employee of the month. A calendar from
Aber das Passwort.
A computer.
Die Mendes.
It's labeled.
Können wir da das Passwort irgendwie extrahieren? Phoenix OS. Die Mendes Otorgador. Dann schreiben wir es uns auf und beenden nochmal den PC und melden uns hier wieder an. Die Mendes Otorgador. Was auch immer das sein mag. Name, Wait. Und hier SQL oder MySQL installiert. Child's Wait. Wir brauchen 24.08.24. Schon noch nicht. Hoffentlich. Wir wissen von Dr. A. Friedman. Ein intensiver, invasiver Eingriff am offenen Herzen durchgeführt. Er wurde auf eigene Bitte hin in diese Einrichtung verlegt. Die Prognose ist positiv und der Patient sollte erwartungsgemäß in 6 bis 8 Wochen vollkommen genesen sein. Raum 6b. Dann suchen wir den Herrn mal auf. Herz-OP. Ich meine, kardiale Erkrankungen lassen sich ja momentan ganz gut in den Griff kriegen. Yo.
It's all right, Claude.
Claude.
Understood, sir. So, you managed to find me.
I did.
Well, let's get this over with then. How do you want your pictures? Shall I get some tubes to fill my face with? Will that suffice for your front page?
I'm no journalist. Well, not yet anyway.
Dude.
Ah, she's but a cub. So, you're hoping for your big...
Ich glaube, weiß nicht, mit wem es zu tun hat.
Surely this must be worth an internship at one of the big papers. Do you want me to call Thompson at the Times and get it over with? I still play golf with him every once in a while.
Es stehen viele Mutmaßungen an Mr. Wade. Ich brauche keine Giftigkeiten. In meinen eigenen Weg. Darum geht es hier nicht. Das ist persönlich.
That's not what this is about. It's personal.
Sounds serious. Perhaps I should ask Claude to produce his gun.
You know, Charles, the person most likely to be harmed by a gun tends to be its owner.
Very true. That's something the Japs who captured me learned the hard way.
Did my grandfather bail you out then too, or was that one of the few times where he didn't save your sorry ass?
Hold on there. Explain yourself.
You're willing to listen to something other than your own voice?
Er weiß nicht, dass das Kathy ist.
I'm Kathy Rain. Joseph was my grandfather.
Now I remember. You were at the funeral.
I was.
Funeral.
You were late.
I needed my morning smoke. Besides, it's not like Grandpa was going anywhere.
Oh, just look at her, Claude. She's absolutely fearless. That's Joseph's blood running through
Das ist doch
her
niedlich.
veins.
She certainly has a smart mouth, sir.
I must say, you
Jawohl.
have me intrigued, Kathy. What can this old man help you with?
Wir fragen ihn mal. Frau 81.
Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather in '81?
I wish I did, Kathy. You must know I did everything in my power to help. How do you think Mary Elizabeth could afford all that expensive treatment? MRIs, neurologists, say what you will about Joseph. But he was never rich.
Strange. Grandma never mentioned that to me.
She's just
Natürlich.
too proud. At first she refused. She was convinced that I had an agenda, that there were strings attached.
And were there?
Don't be silly. Despite all that had happened, I still loved Joseph dearly. I wanted to help. People from places like this have a deeply rooted mistrust in the rich, passed on for generations. In her eyes, I had become one of them.
So that's all you know about the whole affair?
Are you implying that there's more to know? I left the diagnosis to the professionals. Mrs. Rain accepted the health care, but asked me to stay out of everything else. So I did.
I see. What can you tell me about your friendship with Grandpa?
Joseph was the best friend I ever had. We grew up together, married our high school sweethearts together, went to war together.
Alte Freunde.
I can't even begin to count the number of times he's saved my life. I repaid the favor once or twice, but he came up ahead, no doubt.
So when did you two lose touch? I heard that something happened between you and him. What was it?
The truth is, Brian Rain happened. Sharon Evans happened.
My parents?
Yes. They ruined everything with their vile, destructive behavior. I couldn't have that around my daughter or my newborn grandson. Joseph was naive. He believed that anyone could be helped, that anyone could be reasoned with, given a chance. He was just too good, bless him. He should have been harder on Brian, more strict.
Manchmal wäre es schon hilfreich. Sag lieber nichts dazu.
So our family started drifting apart. Eventually my company grew much too large for this little town, and we moved on. Not long after that, your grandfather ended up in that wheelchair. That marked the end of our friendship, for obvious reasons.
Lily Myers.
You bought a number of paintings by Lily Myers. Why?
I'm known to dabble in art from time to time. Martha, my wife at the time, was enamored with the paintings. I believe she first saw them at the high school which the Myers girl attended. Anyway, after the poor girl killed herself, I bought the painting speculatively. When a young artist with any talent to speak of commits suicide, it can be a wet dream of certain connoisseurs. Shortly after procuring the art, I had it valued by an expert who determined that the value was 3 times the amount I bought it for.
Na cool.
Today, I'm sure I would have made my money back tenfold or more if it wasn't for the art
Ein
theft.
Kunstraub
What
auch
art
noch.
theft?
There was a burglary at the mansion I used to own here in town. It was all over the local news at the time.
Well, shit.
Eloquently put.
Okay,
Do you
Rufzeichen.
recognize the call sign cocky?
Would be strange if I didn't, since I was the one who coined it. It belongs to a fellow named Jimmy Cochran. He was
Jimmy
a coward,
Cochran.
really. The nickname is somewhat of a bad joke.
Perfect. Thanks.
Und wer war jetzt Jimmy Cochran?
Tell me about Jimmy Cochran. Is he still alive?
In a literal sense, he's been held in a mental institution for years.
Let me guess. Since 81?
Either 82 or 83. I'm fairly certain it was early 83.
Do you remember the name of the institution?
Something starting with an E. Emerson, Everton, or similar.
Ingstrom? Ingstrom Psychiatric Hospital?
Yes,
Wird
that's the
sich
one.
finden lassen.
You know the place, Kathy.
Gleiche wie die Mutter. Ja, ich bin ehrlich zu
I
Ihnen.
do. My mother is in there. Sharon Evans? I had her committed about a year ago.
I see. It must have taken a lot of courage to do that, Kathy. Mothers have a lot of power over us. More than most of us care to admit.
I guess so. Do you know why Jimmy ended up in there?
Some obsessive-compulsive syndrome. He became fixated with circles and started hurting himself, trying to scratch the circles out of his head.
Wieder Kreise.
Creepy. I wonder what set him off. I think I'll check the place out tomorrow. Too late to head back to the city now.
Lillys Kunst gestohlen?
Can you tell me about the art theft?
Well, somebody broke in, stole the paintings, and got out. Fairly clumsy job. Lots of broken windows. The strangest thing was that I had a Monet, a Rembrandt, and 2 paintings by Picasso, untouched. But every single painting by an unknown local artist.
Das kann kein Zufall sein.
That can't be a coincidence.
Agreed. Somebody wanted those paintings badly.
I assume there was an investigation.
Yes, Sheriff Truman came by with his deputy a few hours later, but they didn't have much luck. They found a few hairs, which turned out to be from Ruffles, the family dog.
Some stunning police work right there.
Indeed. There was a single witness, though, who said he could make out multiple burglars leaving the scene of the crime, but nothing more than that.
Ein gezielter
So,
Raub.
I take it the case was closed?
Yes. I honestly didn't care much one way or the other, given the fact that my most expensive pieces were safe and sound.
I think I'll have a chat with the sheriff about the matter, if that's okay with you.
Certainly. I'll call ahead and instruct him to give you everything you need.
That'd
Ja,
be
das ist
great.
mal cool.
Thanks, Charles.
Anytime. But I'm curious. What's your interest in the paintings?
I've learned that my grandfather went to Sue and asked to see them, right before he had his injury.
Is that so?
Accident.
Strange.
Ja, da sagst du was sehr komisch.
What can you tell me about the Church of the Holy Trinity?
They seem like any other church to me. But then again, weddings, baptisms, and funerals are just about what I can muster. And I always leave early.
Thanks, Charles. That's all I need for now.
You're welcome, Kathy. Come back anytime.
Na, Vitamin B hilft schon mal. Lass das hier kurz mal stehen für einen Screenshot. Später. Mal speichern wir nochmal. Weiß nicht, ob ich meine Zeit jetzt einhalten soll oder ob ich... Wer ist eigentlich Claude?
That guy is huge. I wonder how many cows he eats per day.
Oder ob ich den Tag
I'd
jetzt
rather
weiter
not. He crushed me
durchspielen
like a
soll.
twig.
Erstmal zur Tür. Die Dame ist immer noch nicht zurück. Und wir gehen... Kirche oder Naturschutz? Schauen wir uns erstmal die Blumen an.
Well, this is it. This is where the picture was taken.
Mhm. Stimmt, da
I'm
war
not
die
sure
Blume.
what I expected to find here. I need to clear my head.
Erstmal eine Quarzen. Ja, hallo.
What the?
We've met before, haven't we?
Hm. Nee, wirklich nicht. Nein. An einen gruseligen Glatzkopf mit Make-up würde ich mich erinnern. Das bezweifle ich. Sie sehen aus, als wären sie gerade vom Zirkus weggelaufen. Das ist nicht gerade mein Ding. Bezweifle ich Meister Proper. Außerdem, aus der Aufkleber auf einer Flasche Putzmittel zählt.
I don't think
Ja,
so,
ist gut.
Mr. Clean. Unless seeing your face on a bottle of detergent counts.
Always the joker, aren't you, Kathy?
Who are you? How do you know my name?
You told me, remember?
Was zum...
I feel strange. Am I dreaming?
Raucht die Hanfzigaretten?
I will try to facilitate.
You're not real. I'm lying asleep in my bed right now.
Focus, Kathy. Listen to the drowned girl.
You mean Lily? What about her?
She's the anomaly, the missing refrain, the convergence point of things
Okay,
past and
dude.
events yet to happen.
Dial down the metaphors a notch, would you, Mr. Kafka? I get enough of that shit in English class.
I knew you wouldn't disappoint. I'm glad, given how much trouble I went through to be here. You see, my name was taken from me, so I claimed a color in its stead. The next time we meet, you'll know the exact hue of red.
Shades
We're on
of
the right
red.
path, Kathy. Follow your grandfather, and everything will work out in the end.
Das hoffe ich doch. Was zum Teufel war das?
Wait, what? How did I get here? Am I going crazy? Am I turning into Mom?
Nochmal zurück dahin.
Hello? Creepy bald guy.
Mr. Clean.
Guess no one's home.
Erstmal will ich mir jetzt schnell den Auszug aus dem Botanikbuch durchlesen.
It's a photocopy of a book page with information about the red scythe flower.
Red Scythe
Here's an
Flower.
interesting segment. Another interesting trait of the red scythe is the smell, which is familiar to that of a pepper. The pollen of the plant has also been known to cause hallucinations in concentrated amounts.
Erklärt einiges.
Native American tribes harvested and smoked the plant for that reason, but the flower never caught on as a modern recreational drug due to the difficulty of growing it. Eileen gave me this. Might contain useful information if I come across a specimen.
Ist das eine?
Yep, it's definitely the right flower.
Riechen wir mal dran.
Looks like a specimen of the red scythe. It's endangered. I'm not going to take it without a really good reason.
Na gut.
That
Dann
wasn't here before.
nehmen wir das Stückchen Papier hier.
What's this?
Der rote Mann.
A bald man dressed in red. Oh, creepy.
Oh Gott, nein. Das hat doch sicher der Sohn von dieser Dame im Haus am See gemalt.
Why did someone leave this at the nature reserve?
Da müssen wir erstmal nachfragen. Haus am See. Und rein da.
Oh, it's you.
Oh, it's you. Ich komm da rein. Wo ist Ihr Sohn hin?
No Nathan?
Nah, haven't seen Nate all day. Probably out in the woods.
Zeichnung.
Is this how Nathan still sees himself? As a little boy?
Lilly.
That must be Lily. She seems very happy.
Und jetzt kombinieren wir das.
Looks like Nathan knows the strange red man. I need to talk to him about this.
Weiß die irgendwas über den roten Mann?
I had a few more questions, Sue.
Shoot.
I don't need to. Did you know that somebody stole?
Huh? I knew he got robbed a few years back, but I thought he still had them all.
Nee, es ging genau um die Bilder.
I don't need to ask her about.
Der rote
Do you
Mann.
know who the red man is?
Oh, that's just Nate's imaginary friend. The red man has been around ever since my boy was little.
I see. So there's no actual person in town he could be referring to?
No way! According to Nathan, the red man hasn't changed in 30 years.
Sieht, als hätte Nathan eine lebhafte
Sounds like
Fantasie.
he has quite an active imagination then.
Oh, you have no idea. He has unique names for each of the kitchen utensils. Nuff said.
I think I'm gonna head off.
Sure thing, Lil.
Dann fragen wir erstmal die Polizisten nach dem Kunstraub. Oh, los auf das Catmobil! Polizeiwache. Sprechen wir mal mit Lenny, weil er ganz lustig ist.
Hey, Lenny.
Hello, Kathy.
Do you know who
Not really, Kathy.
Welche?
Nah. Do you know anything?
You're...
Oh.
Dachte ich mir schon.
Nah, I don't want to.
Na
Well,
gut.
gotta go.
See ya.
Dann gehe ich gleich mal zu dem Typen hier. Sheriff,
Tons of miscellaneous.
der seinen Kaffee säuft.
Hello, Sheriff. Mind if I ask you a few more questions?
Wahrscheinlich.
If you must.
Do you know?
No.
I don't need. Do you know any?
What the hell are you talking?
Never mind. Do
Dachte
you
ich
know
schon.
anything about the art theft in the Wade estate?
Yes, Mr. Wade phoned ahead about that. Lenny,
Yes, boss.
get the report from the burglary in the Wade estate back in '86.
On it, boss. There you go, Kathy.
Thanks, buddy.